Good day and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I'm Michael Papatia. Here are our top stories. Tinubu nominates 110 judges for Court of Appeal. Oborevwori urges new police commissioner to crack down on criminals. APC enrolls 277,000 new members in Kwara. And Business World Bank sets a contract disclosure deadline for states. And in the international scene, Iranian ambassador says country ready to defend itself against United States and Israel. And FACOM set for pre-WAFCON tournament in Abidjan. Now to the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has requested for the Senate approval to amend the Court of Appeal Act, proposing an increase in the number of justices from 70 to 110. The request was conveyed in a letter to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and read on plenary on Tuesday. The move is part of reforms aimed at strengthening Nigerians' appellate justice system. Now, according to President Tinubu, the bill seeks to expand the country's or the court's bench to handle rising caseloads and operational pressures, clarify judicial structure and seniority, and modelize proceedings through technology. The proposed legislation also introduces an alternative dispute resolution center within the Court of Appeal to allow certain cases to be settled outside traditional hearing. Virtual and audio proceedings will also be recognized under the reforms. Tinubu said the amendment will improve efficiency, reduce delays, and strengthen public confidence in the judiciary. Following the reading of the letter, Senate President Akpabio referred the bill to the Committee on Rules and Business for further action. Now, in related development, President Tinubu also requested Senate confirmation of Justice Omoyole Kayode as a new justice of the Supreme Court, a move seen as part of ongoing effort to ease workload pressure across Nigerian courts. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention says the country is responding to multiple infectious disease outbreaks across the 6 geopolitical zones. The NCDC says the outbreaks include diarrhea, cholera, Lassa fever, and measles. Director General of the agency, Dr. Jide Idris, disclosed these at a 3-day stakeholders workshop on public health emergency preparedness, organized in collaboration with UNICEF and the World Health Organization. He said the outbreak had been worsened by climate-related and humanitarian challenges, population movement, rapid urbanization, and pressure on the health system. Dr. Idris noted that while Nigeria has strengthened its emergency preparedness through improved surveillance and response framework, challenges remain in coordination, data management, and sustainable financing. He ordered that the workshop is aimed at strengthening early detection and improving response coordination to enhance the country's health security. Away from that, Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has ordered security agencies to arrest and prosecute anyone found in possession of firearms or attempting to disrupt peace ahead of the 2027 general election. The directive was given on Tuesday during a meeting with the new Commissioner of Police, CP Ayana Adeshola, and his management team at the government's house at Saba. Governor Oborevwori described the posting of the CP as a homecoming, noting his familiarity with the state and proud service in key operational roles. The governor praised the current peace in Delta State, attributing it to effective collaboration between the police and other security agencies. Now, for the few weeks you have been here as Commissioner of Police, Delta State has remained peaceful, and we are proud of your achievement, he said. Governor Oborevwori recalled that open display of firearms by youth and criminals were once common, but stressed that such art would no longer be tolerated. Now, since 2023, that has stopped, and it will never happen again in Delta State, he declared. He urged the police to remain proactive and warned that anyone attempting to breach the peace will face the full wrath of the law. Residents also called upon to support security agencies by providing timely and useful information.
The advice I have for elders, because as we are enjoying this peace, to sustain this peace is for us to continue to maintain it, and we must support the security agencies to achieve this peace. Because the security cannot do it alone. They need information. Anybody you know that is a criminal they will call that person to security justice. We have a format here. You must not be an informant to give information. You see your neighbor. See the way he does a criminal. We have a hotline. The police don't have a hotline. So once he gets peace, he gets home for all the road of the movement. You can see Sister flag off projects, in line with the people in the more agenda. Is our position. We are going to start commissioning of projects in this guys, and more projects will execute. All these things can be achieved because they are having peace.
Safely under his leadership. Talking politics, the All Progressive Congress in Kwara State says it's registered over 277,000 new members in its ongoing electronic registration exercise. Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak disclosed this in Ilorin while receiving the party's national vice chairman for the North Central Zone, Alhaji Mauzu Bawa, who was in the state to monitor the exercise. According to the governor, Kwara currently leads other North Central states in the registration drive, describing the turnout as a sign of public confidence in the APC at both the state and federal levels. He attributed the growing membership to what he called people-oriented policies and also economic reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Added that the state will continue to mobilize despite some network challenges. Governor Abdulrazak also commended the party's national and state leadership, noting that the use of national identification number would strengthen internal democracy and also credibility. He called for an extension of the registration window to allow more people to participate. Now, in his remark, Alhaji Mauzu Bawa praised the Kwara State government and the party leadership, describing the turnout as unprecedented and the highest so far in the North Central Zone. A state party official disclosed that more than 277,000 members have been registered within 3 weeks, expressing optimism that the figure could rise further if the exercise is indeed extended. Now, still talking about politics, a former Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Chief Uche Oga, has declared that the Abia State Governor, Alex Uti, deserves a second term in office. Oga made the statement on Tuesday after a closed-door meeting with the governor at his country home in Igbewasa, South Local Government Area. He said his visit was to convey New Year greetings and noted that residents of the state are pleased with Uti's performance so far. I think he deserves a second term, Oga said. Abians are grateful, Abians are happy. He should have the opportunity to govern a second time to deliver on his plans for the people. Now, the upcoming 2027 general election, Oga, who is also a former governorship candidate, says political debates and declarations of interest are normal in politics. He stressed that ultimately God and the people of Abia will decide who governs the state. Oga added that he has no personal political ambition in 2027, but will focus on supporting the re-election of Governor Uti and also President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The ambition I have is to support the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and also Governor Alex Uti for the governorship. That's my ambition, he concluded. The state government have been directed to publish contract award details for basic education and primary healthcare projects within 30 days after the end of each quarter under a World Bank supported program. The directive was issued by the National Coordinator of the Human Capital Opportunities for Prosperity and Equity Government, HopeGov, Asad Hassan, during a virtual implementation meeting with state officials in Abuja. Hassan said the disclosure must be published on official state government website and are mandatory for state quality for incentive funding under the program. He explained that the information to be published include project names, awarding institution, contractors, award dates, and contract value, adding that an independent agent will verify compliance. The HopeGov coordinator also said states are required to publish their 2026 citizens' budget for basic education and primary healthcare by February 28 and submit financial and performance audit reports in line with a set timeline. He added that state must complete biometric and BVN verification for at least 80% of its workers in the two sectors to eliminate ghost workers. The HopeGov program is a World Bank-supported, result-based initiative aimed at improving transparency, accountability, and service delivery in education and health across the state. Still remaining in the East, the Anambra State government is now planning to conduct market elections and enforce a strict 8-year tenure for market executives across the state. The government also directed all markets to resume full business activities on Monday, effectively ending the long-observed Monday sit at home. The directive was communicated to traders during a walking visit to the Onitsha main market by Special Advisor to the Governor on Trade and Market, Chief Evarist Uba. Following a decision reached at the Anambra State Executive Council retreat, Chief Uba said the move is aimed at restoring economic stability, protecting traders' livelihood, and also sustaining commercial growth. He warned that any market that fails to comply will be sealed for 2 weeks. He added that only active traders will be eligible to contest market elections, while executives who have served for more than 8 years will be barred from real contesting. The president of the Anambra State Market Aggregated Traders Association, Chief Humphrey Anuna, welcomed the government intervention, while the chairman of the Onitsha main market, Chidi Opalogo, assured of full compliance, stressing that Monday sit at home will no longer be observed. The government delegation also visited markets in Nnewi, where traders were similarly urged to resume normal business activities on Monday. Meanwhile, Governor Chukwuma Solodo has ordered the temporary closure of the Onitsha main market over non-compliance with the directive, warning that the closure could be extended if traders fail to comply as security agents enforce the order. We'll go on a quick break now, but when we come back, more news as it concerns foreign sports and business.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. The Iranian embassy in Nigeria has said the situation, similar to the recent U.S. military action in Venezuela, could never happen in Iran, stressing that the country is fully prepared to defend its sovereignty. Iran's ambassador to Nigeria, Raja, made the statement on Tuesday in Abuja while addressing questions on the recent unrest in Iran, which lasted from December 2025 to January of 2026. Raja said the protests, which began peacefully over economic concerns, were later hijacked by external forces, resulting in violence that left about 3,000 people dead. He alleged that the unrest was sponsored by the United States and Israel. Iran is not Venezuela. We have shown over decades that we will defend our country at any time, Raja said. If any foreign country, including the US or Israel, attack us, we'll respond strongly. The ambassador explained that the protest started with traders at the Tehran Bazaar expressing concerns over currency situation and economic instability. Violence escalated in 4 phases, with armed elements targeting police and civilians. He claimed that evidence shows these actions were directed from outside the country. Raja also addressed the temporary internet shutdown, saying it was necessary to prevent terrorists from communicating with foreign supporters. Services have now been restored and are gradually stabilizing. Reaffirms Iran's readiness to protect its people and territory, insisting that the country would resist any foreign intervention. So on the foreign scene, United States Representative Ilhan Omar was sprayed with an unknown substance by a man during a town hall meeting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but was not seriously hurt, authorities said. The incident occurred on Tuesday as Omar was addressing constituents, calling for the abolishment of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and urging the resignation of the Department of Homeland Security Secretary. A video from the event shows a man rushing towards Omar and spraying a foul-smelling liquid from a syringe-like device before being tackled by security personnel and arrested on suspicion of third-degree assault. Omar declined medical attention at the scene and continued her remarks after the brief disruption, emphasizing her resolve not to be intimidated.
ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good. and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
Police say forensic teams are analyzing the substance and no other injuries have been reported. Officials condemn the attack, calling it unacceptable. Away from that, now to sport news. Nigerian Super Falcons are set to kick off preparations for the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations with four-nation West African tournament in Abidjan later this month. The invitational competition organized by the West African Football Union B will run from February the 27th to March the 7th in Ivory Coast. Host Ivory Coast will be joined by Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal, all of whom have qualified for the WAFCON 2026. Many mini tournaments will serve as a final competitive test for the teams, ending just 10 days before the WAFCON final, which takes place in Morocco from March 17 to April the 3rd. Head coach Justine Madugu has submitted a provisional squad list with officials' announcement expected soon. At WAFCON, Nigeria had been drawn in Group C alongside Zambia, Egypt, and debutant Malawi. The Falcons will meet Zambia in the repeat of last year's encounter, which ended 5-0 win for Nigeria and a dramatic final victory over Morocco. Egypt returns following the tournament expansion to 16 teams, while Malawi will make the first appearance. The 2026 WAFCON will be staged across 4 venues in Rabat, Casablanca, and Fez, with the 4 semi-finalists earning automatic qualification for the 2027 Women's World Cup. Nigeria heads into the tournament as the most successful team in history, having lifted the title a record 10 times. Rolling labels call Palmer unbeatable because that seems to be what it is. Away from Brazil, talking sports, Chelsea boss Rosinia has dismissed rumors linking England international Palmer with a move to Manchester United, calling any talk of this, or rather his exit, unrealistic. Palmer, who joined the Blues from Manchester City in 2023, has quickly become one of Chelsea's key players, despite a season hampered by injuries. He has scored 5 goals in 13 appearances across all competitions for his team. Ahead of Chelsea's Champions League trip to Napoli on Wednesday, the coach confirmed Palmer remains untouchable and happy at the club. Coles here is very happy. I can't wait to see him on the pitch, the coach said. Palmer was included in the squad traveling to Italy after missing 2 matches due to a groin injury. Chelsea, currently 8th in the Champions League group, will need a win in Naples to strengthen their hope of advancing to the last 16. The coach added that Napoli, managed by former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte, remain a tough challenge despite mixed results in Serie A, saying, "We know it's going to be a very difficult game in a very special atmosphere." Well, that sporting news brings us to the end of the news right here on Viewpoint and Atlantic TV. And I always insist, if you have any newsworthy report, do send to different social media platforms. I will be more than happy to oblige you. I still remain Michael Gobadius. Bye for now.